My name is Joseph Johnson. I'm with South Sacramento Christian Center, uh, lead deacon here. Everybody calls me Deacon Joe, like they forgot my first name. I'm with Sacramento Act. I was on the board. Sacramento Act is Sacramento area congregations together. And we try and work together with different denominations and all to support the people in Sacramento County and the counties around us. Black History Month means a lot to me. Really acknowledges all the things we've gone through, all the progress that we've made as Blacks, or African American, Negro, whatever you want to call it. I notice the older of us, my mother and them used to call us Negroes and did it sparingly. But we wanted to be Black. So Black History Month, when we kind of go through and we can teach history to each other, our children, ourselves. I'm always surprised how many of people, and older people, not necessarily my age, don't know a lot about Black history and who did this and so invented that or made this happen, this change come about. So it's a big deal for me. Well, Martin Luther King is one big one. We had few before and after that, but I think he's one that stands out. You know, you've got the Stokely Carmichaels and a lot of others who were there, just kind of doing it from their own perspective. A lot of religious leaders, a lot of people that have come in from just outside. They wanted to get out and do things. When I was with San Francisco State, we had a lot of people come in who were just community organizers, people who had businesses and wanted to get other people involved, people who were just upright protesters. You know, they were from the Black Panthers, and Black Panthers were doing a lot of good. You know, all we heard, most people heard about was the negative stuff, but there's a lot there, and they were good organizers as well. Uh, One is just speaking up for us. You know, a lot of times, you know, we see stuff happen and we wouldn't speak up, you know, oh, no, I'm not going out there and have them, you know, do something negative to me or, you know, work on my family or lose my job because I spoke up. I think a lot of what they did was made it so it's okay for you to speak up. A lot of them educated us. A lot of things they said and did uh, were things I wanted to do, you know, get out and do protests and marches. You know, when they first talked about going out and protest, I'm not going out there and let those people chase me around. But as you got into it, you found out this is what you have to do to make a change or get people to notice. You know, you don't have to get beat up if you're fast enough, but you know, you're willing to go up there and you know, take that chance. So we did that when we were going through San Francisco State and had our protests and all. Well, I think a lot of what they did gave me ideas and patterns to follow and moving forward doing some of the things we're doing. You know, you learn that you didn't have to go and be violent to do these things. A lot of it's just education, knowledge, speaking up for yourself, taking a stand. You know, it's one thing to say something and then not follow up on it. It's another thing to say something and do it. You know, I think this needs to be done. So I'm going to be out there Saturday. Come on with us and we'll go and make this happen. Or we'll go and talk this protest. Well, you know, they might not like it. We want that means we're getting their attention. That's what we want to do. So maybe we can get them to make a change. And I've seen it in a lot of ways. You know, we did that with voting. We go and talk to people, knock on their door, and I wasn't going to vote this time around, but you know, after hearing you guys talk about it, I'm gonna go out and vote. And you know, I think those things make a big difference. You're trying to get people to show up at meetings, school districts, city council meetings, and beforehand, they're not going to show up. I don't want to be bothered with that. When they see one time made a change, then all of a sudden, come, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go do that. I can't go today, but I'm gonna give a phone number. You know, I'll call them and see. So we got a lot more going with that with our organizing. Yeah. Well, I think a couple of things. First, we're keeping it going. You know, because you could just stop and say, "Well, we did that part," and you know, it's done. But if not, those is like your car. You got to get energize it, get it tuned up every now and then, keep it going. They change things. You know, now they've got woke and all those kind of things coming up. And you know, if you just sit there and let it happen, we'll be right back where we were. You know, a lot of laws that they're changing. They kind of do it subtly. Well, we're going to take out. You know, special this or special that. And then next thing you know, you're back to where your parents were when they were trying to get voting rights and ability to go here and there or attend these kind of things or make your own decision about your life and how you're going to do it. So I think now we've got the pattern and the changing. I know a lot of the colleges, a lot of the workshops and things we do are how to go out and solicit people to vote. When our pastor was running for city council, we had members coming from the neighborhood, people from the church, and they learned how to go out and talk to groups and participate in different events to try and get him noticed and talk about some of the positive things he had to do. He didn't have to do all that himself and pay thousands of dollars to get on TV because they had community who were out there supporting him, knocking on doors, talking to people, bringing their friends in. You know, we got a lot of people who joined church because of that. Well, I think a lot of it's what we've been doing now, but be inclusive. You know, a lot of people out there are just looking at from the outside in, you know, bring them into a couple of things or sit down with them, go to one of their events or meetings and talk to them about it. A lot of times I find people aren't clear on what the beloved community is or how to get there. And when you're just sitting down talking to them, well, I did this and this, or you know, this is how they did it over in this neighborhood or in this state or whatever. It can be done here. We were the first ones to do such and such. Then you get that aha moment in them, and all of a sudden they want to hear more about it, which means then they want to get more involved in it because they are hearing these things, and it's like, oh, I didn't look at it that way, or take them out with you. You know, come on, I'm getting ready to go and I'm going to sit and talk to some people. We're going to have lunch with these members or people who are from the community. And you start talking. I've got some friends who are deacons at other churches. And, you know, neighborhoods are different, churches are a little bit different, but we all talk the same thing. And a lot of times we bring in people who aren't church members or who are church members but not at that level. And we start explaining stuff to them or they're hearing things. And it's like, oh, okay, I never thought of it that way. So, you know, getting people to go through that aha moment and supporting them on it. Well, I think a lot of us have been looking for some of those changes all along. I know in my life, we've always talked about better voting, better housing. When they change your neighborhood, you don't have to go live in the projects. Other people get moved to another neighborhood or their house is bought out. But most of us had to go to live in the projects or live with our uncle and an auntie or whatever. But I think that's good that we just keep that moving and try and keep changing it to fit the new rules that they've come up with. You know, now they've come up with woke and all these other things, which is just another way of saying we don't want to do it the way it should be done. So I think as long as we get together, keep communicating with each other and working on that moral economy, you know, everybody should have a place to live. You know, even if you live with many people in the house, at least you're inside, you're not under a tent or sleeping out in the park in the rain and that kind of stuff, getting chased out where you live every week. So just considering everybody being at that level where you should be respectful. There's some things for you. There's a lot of things that need to be done in the community. Hire them, you know, at least give them something in return for it, a place to live, some food, a little change on the side so they can feel like, well, I paid my own way for lunch today. So now they feel like they're part of it and not just, oh, kick me to the curb and because you're in the way. I'm just a regular person. You know, I started off probably like they did. I've grown. I'm open to hearing different things. Sometimes we agree with it, sometimes not, but you know, be open. I try and be open. I try and be friendly with people. And you know, I don't agree with everybody 100% of what they say, but I'm willing to listen. Let's talk. You know, everybody's not your enemy. Just because you don't like the way I cut my hair, the church I go to, or color of my skin, we can still communicate and still work together. And I've grown every year, learning something new, getting involved in different things, and working on different protests. I recommend it for everybody. This is your chance. You know, this is that month where we all get recognized and can get other people involved with us.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate you.